Hello, my name is Michael, and welcome to the Metaphysical Journey. This is a pick a card reading. What I'd like for you to do is choose card number one, number two, or number three. Now, each card will also have three clarifiers. So your card will come from one oracle deck, and the clarifiers will come from a different tarot deck. So each of the three groups will have a total of two decks and four cards. I ask that as we go through this, because this is kind of for a collective reading, as we go through this, please look at the cards. You will see them on the screen. I put those in post-editing, but for right now in the recording, I will be holding the cards in front of me looking at them. So I ask you to use your intuition as we go through this to see what messages come forward for you. I will give the most common or the most basic scenarios that I am receiving, the information I get, but apply that to how it uniquely pertains to your situation. So card number one, number two, number three, or any combination, let's get started. If you chose card number one, your oracle card comes from Soul Helper Oracle by Christine Arena Fader. And this card says, the tree of wishes is calling your name. An almost forgotten wish will now come true. Now, if you look at this card really closely, you'll see that there is a tree with a door on it. And what's interesting about this, the door is shut, but I would say the way into the door is from the outside. So it's not locked from the inside, it's from the outside or your side. So that tree is calling to you, but you have to open the door. And that is the basis of this message. Now, your three tarot cards come from the Gustave Doré Tarot. And the first card is the Five of Wands. The second is the Two of Wands. And the third is Temperance. So, what is the message? So, if the Tree of Wishes is calling your name and the door is shut, but it's not been opened, and that's from your side, it's because you haven't opened it yet, but it's there for you. So why are you possibly not opening it? And I think that's where the three tarot cards come in. The first one, the Five of Wands. This is interesting because in the Rider-Waite deck, you have five people struggling all with wands. And this one, you have a person struggling against an angel. And I think that that is I'm surprised that I was drawn to this deck, but now I think I understand why, because this card really depicts what's going on. This is a struggle that's taking place, not with others. This is with yourself, your higher self, and with the divine. So possibly if the Tree of Wishes is calling to you, it's because there's something there for you, and it's a gift ready for you to accept it, but for whatever reason you're not. It's because you're having a struggle right now. The second one is the Two of Wands. And on this one, in Rider-Waite, you have a person standing there looking out over the harbor, and they're holding a wand, and and they're holding the world in one of their hands. It's as if they're waiting for their ship to come in. Now, what they're not possibly noticing is all the abundance and all the opportunity around them already. So with this, you have a person that's looking out a window, looking out to the outside, and down below you have some people there too. So they're not seeing the people, the person's not seeing the people, but he's just looking for something that's out there. And it's possible, going back to the first card, that if you are in a struggle with the divine or your higher self or your ego even, it could be that. It's where the world or spirit is trying to give you something and you're just not accepting it. You're not seeing it for what you're not noticing it for what it is because you're looking for something else. You're waiting for your ship to come in. What if the ship is already it's already docked and it's just waiting for you to get on it, but you're not seeing it because you're expecting something different? That is a real challenge. So the next one, the third card is Temperance. And this is about putting things into balance. Now, many times when we think of temperance, we think of other people, of, keeping our attitude in check or keeping our tempers under control or our emotions in check. Many times, though, it's not about other people, it's about ourselves. And in the world that we live in today, and in the situation that you are in on your spiritual path, this is about you. This is your time to step up. So, with the Two of Wands, it's if you're waiting for something to come in and rescue you or whatever, it's not going to happen. You have to save and rescue yourself. And also with this temperance, part of this balance is, and also with the two of wands, is determining what it is you actually do want. What are your goals, not someone else's? The struggle that you have within yourself that's in the very first card there, it's it's a mindset possibly, and you are so locked on how you want things to play out that you're not noticing what's all around you. As well, if you're waiting for something to come in, like a future thing, what you're overlooking is the now moment. What is around you right now? And that is the gift that you have in front of you. That's the wish, the tree of wishes. And if it's a wish, it's something that you have to make come true. You have to have a wish. And in order to have a wish, you have a plan or a goal. And in that very first card, in the Oracle card, it says, an almost forgotten wish will now come true. So that shows that it's something that's from the past. It's something that you've wanted in the past, and maybe you've just let it go because people told you, no, it's not possible, you can't do it. Or perhaps you, and the struggle you're having within yourself is you are thinking you're not good enough for it, you're not smart enough, worthy enough classes, the list goes on and on and on. But all of those things are blocking you from just moving forward and accepting what is there and making your wish come true. If you're fighting with an angel or against an angel is there because they're there to help and support you. And they'll be your sparring partner for as long as you want. But you have to make a decision on what you want out of your life. And once you make that declaration, that confession, of what you want, not someone else, but you, the angel can work with that. You'll no longer be struggling with the angel. The angel will be working with you to make that happen so that you can see all of the abundance you have, all the opportunity that's right there in front of you, but you're too busy looking out into the harbor waiting for something to come in, or looking out the window waiting for someone to show up. Your knight in shining armor. What if you're the knight? And in your life, in your reality, you are the knight. You are your salvation here because you are the creator of your life. Don't overlook that, because when you overlook that, you diminish your power, your ability to create what you want for yourself. So, group number one, card number one, open that door into the tree, step in there. Your wish is there. It's waiting for you on the other side of the door. You have to open the door. No one's going to come and open it for you, and no one's going to open it from the inside. It is strictly you that makes that determination. And that's card number one. If you chose card number two, your Oracle deck is the Impasse Oracle by Raven Digitalis. Sounds like a plant, right? And your clarifying tarot cards come from the Serpent and the Peacock Tarot. A very unlikely pair here on these decks, but these are what I was drawn to for this. So we'll see what we get. Your cards, I pulled them, and your Oracle card is Confronting Inner Demons. Hmm. And your clarifying tarot cards are the Hermit, the Hanged Man, and the Four of Swords. Now, in this one, there are two major arcana cards, and arcana comes from the word arcanum, and arcanum is kind of, it's a, the translation of that is secret. So these are two major secrets versus the minor arcana, which are the minor secrets. So this is a very powerful set of cards here for you. So if you are confronting inner demons, I'm not surprised that the Hermit and the Hangman show up. Because the Hermit, the card says isolation, self-reflection, withdrawing to contemplate or recuperate, solitude, stepping back from life, answers come from within, inner guidance, and soul searching. Now, how many of you have not been in a hermit cave? this year, most of this year and most of last year too. It's this searching for something inside. And these are the inner demons. And the inner demons they represent our emotions, our feelings, and our thoughts. And these inner demons come from largely things from our past, what we've gone through, and everything that we have struggled with in order to get to where we are today. I have said many times, and many people have said this too, but I just want to reinforce that right now, in this time of your life, do not get distracted and stuck in shadow work. It is a distraction. I realize it has a air of spirituality to it. And people that are like always in shadow work, they're highly spiritual people. I don't think so. I think they're pretty messed up and they're stuck there. And that can almost be a form of self-flagellation. It's like, I'm in shadow work, poor me, sackcloth, ashes, whatever. It's time to get beyond the shadow work. You've been through what you've been through. You cannot change it. All you can do is accept where you are right now and move forward. If you don't accept where you are right now and move forward, you're going to be stuck and left in the shadows. That is not where you want to be. Confronting your inner demons, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to go in and slay them. You can't slay them. You can learn to work with them. A lot of your power comes from the dark side. You can't just heal it and make it go away like you're going to forget it. You're never going to forget. But I really believe that you're not supposed to forget. You carry that forward with you. Like the Six of Swords, the little boat. If you pulled all the swords out, the boat would sink. So you are going to carry this forward on your journey as you come face to face with those demons. You come face to face, you recognize them, you can label them, identify them, give them pet names, or whatever you want to do, but they're always going to be there. It doesn't mean that you have to keep returning to them and pay homage to them and bow before the altar of the inner demon. Not at all. Call it for what it is and move on. That's all you can do. You cannot change the past. You can change and reframe how you look at the past. When you face those inner demons, look at what you learned as a result of that period of your past. What did you bring forward? What was the positive thing from it? That's what you want to carry forward right now. If you are going to move forward, you either carry that with you or you stay back there with it because it's too heavy to leave. Many people will disagree with me on this because there's a lot of money being made on shadow work. It's like, let's keep everybody caught in a traumatic victim mentality. And that is what it is largely. You can't change the past. Stop trying. Move on. So, the hermit, what's happening right now with the inner demons is you're in the hermit mode and it's a normal thing. Use that time wisely, see things for what it is and move forward with it from the best of the things from the past. Carry what helps you and strengthens you. The next one is the hangman, and this is an energy of just looking for other perspectives. I want to go with that one. My psychic development and tarot mentor, Angela Thomas, said that each world is its own universe, and she is so right. And in this particular reading with the hanged man, as he's hanging there, he sees a lot. He or she, however you choose to label yourself, sees a lot. And one of the things that's definitely seen is a lot of deception, seeing things from a different perspective, looking at things from upside down, because things when they're not right side up, it's like, wow, that's a different, I've never seen it from that view. And that's what's happening. And that's what you've been seeing. And possibly what you're seeing and for now in your mind and what's happening is a complete radical shift of what it was before. This is to be expected, especially if you believe that you are a light worker, or another way to put that would be a light soldier, because it's a battle. of the energies to be a light worker, raising elevation, all that, and that's great. It's what we do, but it's a war. It is, it's the different energies that are there. Maybe war is a little harsh, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's like you're a soldier. You're here in the fight for a reason, and it is not going to be pretty. It's not going to be easy because it's a battle. Every day you battle this. And if you are in a hanged man mode where you feel stalled and stuck, it's time to get down off that tree. We need the wood. Seriously. See the perspective for what it is, accept it for what it is. Because if you are advancing and you're thinking more in the 5D consciousness type of thing, you are seeing things very clearly. Don't question them. Just accept it for what it is and move forward. It's like accepting the past for what it was and move forward because your battle, your work takes place in the now, not the past. The future is yet to come. Whatever we do today, we create our future, but your battle is in the now. Focus on the now. Don't be stalled, stuck, hanging from a tree. Move forward based on the now. And the last card is the Four of Swords, and it says rest, retreat, time for contemplation, seclusion, withdrawal, rejuvenation, time to heal, or to hide away and meditate. A time for stillness and isolation as you rest and regroup. So, all of these cards have to do with what you're dealing with right now. If you chose card number two, you are in a how am I trying to say this? Not a stall mode necessarily, but you're in a quiet mode right now for a reason. During this time period, instead of thinking about the past, look at your life right now. What energies are not working for you? I'm going to say energies instead of people and situations. Put it all, one layer deeper. Energy. What energy isn't working? Root that out. That has to go. This is where you're doing this. Dealing with the now. Right here, right now. That's what you focus on, not the past. Don't worry about the future. The future will take care of itself. Deal with the now. So allow yourself to move forward by making the decisions right now as to what you want in your life. And this is why you need to recharge and get that energy back in so that you can step forward and take control of your own life. Don't let anyone else do that for you. That's happened for too many years, and that's why you're drained and exhausted. As you focus on the energies around you right now that need to go, the reason why you have to do that is because they're sucking the energy from you. And that's depleting you. You cannot do light work if your batteries are going out. You're going to be a dim little flicker out there somewhere. That's not very powerful. You're meant to be powerful. You're here on earth at this time for a specific purpose and mission. As I said at the beginning of this, think of yourself as a soldier of light, not just a light worker. That's wonderful, but a soldier of light. And there are a lot of people, a lot of situations that are draining you on purpose to keep you depleted so that you can't move forward. It happens. And these drains come from the ones you would least expect or suspect. And they might even not even know what they're doing. But this is what's going on right now. So focus on the now. Pull everything back in together. Pull it within yourself and say, what isn't working? What do I need to get rid of? How do I move forward from this as a stronger, more resilient, more purpose-driven person? That's the message of card number two. If you chose card number three, your oracle card comes from Divine Circus by Elena Fairchild, and your clarifying tarot deck is the Robin Wood Tarot. The Oracle card is Divine Disguise. And the Tarot cards are the Hermit. Hermit showed up in for card number two as well. And then we have the High Priestess, and then we have the Chariot. Now, I shuffled this deck very, very well. And in between each of the cards that I chose, I shuffled at least 4 to 5 times. So the fact that you get three major arcana cards, this is a life moment. Now, major arcana, this is the major secrets. This is a big, big deal for group number three. Why is it group number three always gets the hard, heavy things? It's interesting how that works. But divine disguise, and I didn't really look at the guidebook on this. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go with what I'm seeing on the card. You have a beautiful person and they're wearing this face mask, which you will see at masquerade balls where, you don't want people to know who you are. And then you pull off your mask later toward the end. But it's a divine disguise. And because of the three major arcana cards, this is something that this is directly related to your spiritual growth and development. And I say spiritual, that's interesting because I'm not meaning it's religious or anything like that, but you are a spiritual being, have a human experience. So anything you do is basically part of your spiritual journey or spiritual path. It's related to the mission and purpose of why you're here. Challenges that you have faced in the past are that you've shared with other people what you're working on, and you've received a lot of different condemnation, backlash, you name it, you know what it is. This is a time right now that you need to be very secretive about what you're doing. And the reason why you need to do that is because you are changing rapidly. And I've talked about this in prior readings that this year has been different. It's not like the past. The way you are today is not the same as you were 6 months ago. And probably you can relate with that. The way you are today feels different than you were a month ago. It could be even since last week, even. It's that rapid what's changing. As there's this shift in mindset and consciousness from the 3D, meaning the ego-driven, materialistic type of world that we grew up in and that is still everywhere around us and people are dealing with, and you see that everywhere what's going on, and you're shifting to a different mindset. It's more the 5D, the higher consciousness mindset, where those other things kind of just slowly start dropping away, whether you want it to or not. They're dropping away, and that is creating within you a totally different mindset and way of living, and more importantly, a different way of wanting to live. Now, as you go through this change, you will notice that it's not the same as pretty much everyone around you. They're still in the old way of thinking. And you're, especially this time of year, especially the election year, in America. It doesn't make it easy because it's still very much very 3D of how people are fighting and struggling and all this stuff. And you might be looking at that saying, what are you all doing? I mean, that's not even important. That's crazy. It always upsets me when I see the metaphysical community getting all wrapped up in the election and the media and stuff. It's like, seriously? Is that really what you want to focus on right now? That's just creating diversion and whatever. And we don't need that. And you're probably looking at that and seeing that thinking, who are these people? Well, the question you should be asking is, who are you now? You're not the same you that you were, as I said earlier, a month ago, a year ago, 6 weeks ago, even. You're a different person. So you do have to wear a disguise. And you're asked with this card, you're asked to keep things to yourself as you go through this change. You have to, because you don't need any more distractions coming in from the outside. You have to take this time to connect directly with the divine, with your higher self, and with that, all the stuff that's coming into you. That's alone time. It's you and spirit. That's it. Not you, spirit, and all your friends around you. It's just you. And as you go through this, other people will start to come into your life to replace the ones that have just floated away or that you've had to walk away from. You're going to get like-minded people coming in that are going to be your support, your community, and that's going to be your new family as you move forward because more people are being called together, the ones that are in the same situation as you, and they're feeling alone and stuck and not supported, perhaps exactly the way you feel, and they're looking for soul family. You have a soul family out there. Your soul family is not necessarily, and many times not, your physical family. It's a group of people that think alike, and each of you share in common that you've gotten to where you are right now because you've had to go within and just keep your mouth shut, not tell people what you're working on, just do it as a solo act. That's what I've been doing. You just keep it to yourself. It's between you and spirit. Now, the Hermit card showed up on this, and that is kind of a confirmation of this, that it's it's that time of withdrawal of trying to find in this card, in this Robin Wood Tarot card, you have the hermit that's holding up the light, and the light is shining in all directions. And this light is for him focused straight down, not out there as far as you can go. It's not a mag light out there that's going 50 or 100 feet. It's straight down. So this light is shining the path one step at a time. And that's where you are right now. It is truly one day at a time, one step at a time. And each step you take is divinely guided. So follow your intuition. That's the high priestess. The high priestess is all about that. The high priestess she has both, she has things coming in and she's well in touch with the world, with the physical and with the spiritual. All of it flows through her and she knows when to keep her mouth shut. She is a keeper of lots and lots of knowledge. And this particular card, she's holding a book in one hand and has a globe in the other. And notice this expression on her face is very serene. She's happy. She's not worried. She has everything she needs. And also the moon is up there behind, illuminating stuff. So this is all about your intuition. The intuition is what's flaming that lamp that the hermit is carrying, that's guiding them one step at a time. So let your intuition lead you forward, not anyone else's light. It has to come from within you. You let your little light shine, not someone else's. And then we have the chariot. What a beautiful card, because the chariot shows that the direction that your light is going to lead you on can go anywhere you want it to go. You're in the driver's seat here. So in your life, if you move forward, if there's any advancement at all, that call has to come from you, not someone else. You can't Uber this one. You have to drive this one. So these three cards, again, major arcana cards, this is a major life thing going on here. Now we'll get these throughout our lives at different periods, but this is a transition, a turning point, a decision, a crossroads, whatever you want to call it, of you making the decision of how you want to move forward. However that is, that has to be led by spirit and you receiving instruction in that navigational direction using your intuition. It's time to stop listening to others. Have they helped you thus far? Probably not. If they'd helped us thus far, we wouldn't be in spiritual healing and stuff like that now, would we? So follow your intuition. And that's card number 3. Thank you so much, everyone, for letting me read for you tonight. I hope that the card that you chose or the cards that you chose had a message for you, and that you were also used your intuition on the cards to receive other things too. I love collecting card decks. I have plenty. And the reason why I like them, and I just keep buying more and more, is that each deck has its own energy. And each deck has a completely different set of messages that can come from that. I'm a very visual person, as probably many of you are as well. And so I like to pull from different sources to see what I get from the energies of the decks. And also, when I look at the images, what I'm drawn to and what messages come as a result of that. So I hope this has been helpful as you move forward. All three cards had a beautiful message of self-empowerment and taking control of your life, because now is the time to do that. As you move forward, you make the determination. It's your decision. You have free will. You can move forward or you can choose not to. It is up to you. Thank you so much for following me on the metaphysical journey, and I hope you have a beautiful evening. Bye.